Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, judges and audience. My name is Michael Valdez Jr. My partner Charlotte Gray and I are for the abolishment of the death penalty. First harm being cost. From the Death Penalty Information Center.com, the death penalty is far more expensive than a system utilizing life without parole sentences as an alternative punishment. Almost all people who face the death penalty cannot afford their own attorney. From interrogatingjustice.com, at just under $90 for the lethal injection drug dose and the minimal cost of a meal prepared inside the prison, executions do not sound that expensive. In reality, however, a single federal execution may cost nearly $1 million. This is because the execution affects the entire prison. An example is in the case of Brian Nichols, convicted of the courthouse shooting in Georgia. He had offered to plead guilty if the death penalty was not pursued, but the state insisted on a full death penalty trial that ended up being the most expensive capital case in Georgia's history, for a total of $3.2 million, with the state paying $2.6 million. Lawful tax-abiding citizens covered this. Second harm is botched executions. Austin Stratt of deathpenaltyinformation.org stated, with each development in the technology of execution, the same promises have been made that new technology was safe, reliable, effective, and humane. Those claims have not been generally fulfilled. The third harm is psychological torture. The death penalty involves death threats, which is in and of itself psychological torture. The state of Alabama, which has one of the highest rates of executions and is known as the death penalty state, states that its definition of psychological torture for the purposes of criminal cases is making someone aware of their impending death, and that person not having the ability to do anything about it. Advantage 1. If we abolish the death penalty, the cost that law-abiding citizens continually cover could be applied to educational programs in low-income areas where crime is rampant. It would also eliminate the cost of convictions being overturned, which can cost upwards of $9.1 million on average, according to deathpenaltyinformation.org. Botched executions would be eradicated. There would be no margin of error because executions would not exist under U.S. law. Psychological torture would decrease significantly because inmates would no longer be subjected to countless hours, months, and years of death threats. The United States is one of the few first world countries that still performs executions, aligning itself with countries such as Iran, Iraq, and China, which are known for performing the highest executions historically, who granted us permission. I am for the abolishment of the death penalty. Therefore, my partners Charlotte Gray and I, Michael Valdez Jr., urge the judges to vote for the resolution. Thank you. I'm now ready for cross-examination.